Hello, everyone, and welcome to Season 2 of the Rookies Podcast presented by Cosmos Sports and Entertainment. My name is Olivia Sala, and with me is my co-host, Alize Tamal, who is our digital media executive for the winter internship program here at Cosmos. And today we are joined by Alyssa Turner, who is the manager of social media for the Toronto Six women's hockey team in the NWHL. So welcome, Alyssa, to the Rookies Podcast. Thank you so much for being here. We're excited to kick off Season 2 with the Toronto Six to talk about the success of the team on social media in their inaugural season. But before we get into that, maybe can you just tell our listeners a little bit about you, your background and role with the Toronto Six, and how you got involved with the team?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first of all, thank you for having me on. I'm super stoked, especially because it's your second season and your first episode, and I'm here hanging out. I've been working in the women's hockey social media landscape for the past few years. Did some stuff in the CWHL, did some freelance stuff, and then found my way in the NWHL a little over a year ago as an intern. And then as of March, April, got into more of a paid role and kind of made it into a job and a career. And when the T6 launched in April, I kind of was there from the start. I created the Twitter account, I created the Instagram account, created everything, and have been along for the ride ever since. I've had a blast doing it. It's been tiring and it's been a lot of work, but it's been most importantly a lot of fun. I'm a Humber College grad, go Hawks. And yeah, now I'm here hanging out with you guys.
That sounds great. I also study at Humber College, by the way.
Are we all Humber? Because you're Guelph Humber, right? Oh my gosh, we're so awesome, all of us.
Yeah, yeah, we are. So our next question is, what is it like to create and run social media accounts for Toronto Six?
It's been just an overall awesome opportunity. Something that I never ever thought I'd ever have the opportunity to do, build, be part of a brand new team and build a digital voice and a digital brand from basically nothing. It's been incredible to watch the fan base grow and to watch the NWHL fan base kind of hop into the Canadian hockey landscape and the Canadian women's hockey landscape. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a little intense at times and a little difficult, especially in COVID times and pandemic times and stuff. A lot of uncertainty, but overall just an absolute incredible opportunity, and I couldn't be more grateful to have the opportunity.
So you kind of touched upon COVID a little, but what has creating content for Toronto Six have been with COVID? Can you talk more about that? What are some of the challenges you and Nathan faced?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's 100% been difficult. I also think though it's been a challenge, but a good challenge. It's been, I've been able to test my own creativity and knowledge and skill sets in a sense of having to connect with the fan base, not in person. So we haven't done anything in person. Everything's been online. Everything's been either over socials, email marketing, whatever it might be, Zoom calls with some younger, with our players, with younger teams and stuff like that. So it's just been different, and it's been testing kind of our strengths and how we can connect with fans and how we can grow our fan base. And yeah, it's been a huge test, but I also think it's been a really unique opportunity to grow a brand, because everyone's spending so much time on social media right now. Obviously, it's hard to we can't connect with as many people in person as we can normally. So now we have this challenge of having to do that on social media, and it's been fun to be a part of it, and especially from the T6 role. I've noticed that people have really caught latched onto the fact that our accounts have a personality, and our accounts have that extra touch of they feel welcomed when they're on our Twitter or Instagram or whatever it might be, and they feel they're part of the T6 family. I think that's been something that's been really unique about our platforms. Like there's some like just a small example of this is actually like last night, the T6 Twitter got a DM from someone. They're like, hey, we're getting a new puppy. Do you want to help us name it? And I was like, wait, what? What? I get to name your puppy? And they're like, yeah, we've been following like your team and stuff. And like, we wanted to see like if you had any like who your best defender is. Cause like our son plays defense and like, we wanted to like have that relation of the team, and like having that like bond has been really cool with the fans, connected to our account and connected to our team and our players as well.
Did you have a suggestion for the puppy's name?
Yeah. So at first I was like, do you have pictures? Because I was like, let me see a picture and then I can help more. But they're like, no, it was just born, but here's like its mom and dad, and it's a Saint Bernese, and it's gonna be the cutest thing ever because its parents are adorable. And then I was like, well, our leading scorer's nickname is Bucky, like maybe that's one. And then she was like, oh, maybe, but like my son's like one plays defense and one plays goalie, like who's your best defenders? And I was like, well, probably like Eastwood or Barbera. And I was like, Easty or Barbs. And then they were like, okay, maybe we'll go chat with our sons and we'll let you know. So
That's fun.
Yeah.
Those are very big suggestions.
Yeah.
I love that.
I'm excited to see the pictures of the puppy and then also like what they decide, because I thought that was really cute.
Yeah. That is so cool. Are you gonna like post that on
I think
the
I
Six
might,
account? Yeah.
I'm gonna ask them if
should.
I can, but yeah, I thought that was really cool.
It's amazing. And so with this, the challenges of having to get content before the season and actually going into the bubble with practice and not having the entire team there, I know was like a struggle for you guys as well. But what was it like having media access in the bubble? Because I know that there were some challenges there as well for you guys.
Yeah, so the bubble was really interesting because each team was very limited to how many people they could bring in. It was about 25 people per team. So then when you do the math, you got 21 or 20 players, and then coaches and athletic trainers and equipment managers. There's not a lot of room for social content people or photographers even. So that was that was difficult. But luckily, our assistant coach Spiros, as we all know who Spiros is, and also our athletic therapist Katie, were both wonderful. Also as well, the equipment manager Sid as well. I had all their numbers. They were sending me stuff each day. They would be like, okay, what do you want today? Like, do you want anything different than yesterday? And I kind of would just be like, okay, can you get a video of them going out for warm-ups? Can you get a video of Julie Allen dancing at warm-ups? Can you do this? Can you do that? Can you get our jerseys in the locker room? So it was just having that communication with the people inside the bubble and just sending me a text with the photos. My messages app is filled with data right now. I have to clear it because there's a lot of attachments within my messages app right now. But yeah, it was just the connection between the people who were inside the bubble and myself.
Definitely, communication is key for it for sure. So with the Toronto Six being really excellent both on the ice and on social media, in your opinion, what made the Toronto Six so successful online in their inaugural season?
I think it was like the buy-in from the fans, the buy-in from the players. From the start, the players were super open and super welcoming to helping like our social content and helping content in general. Like if we wanted to do, like we did these player features in the summertime, and like I sent them all like a Google form, and I don't think there was one player that didn't fill it out. Like there was a lot of support from the players. Digit was an amazing support as well. She carried a lot of our content. She was a huge like integral part of our brand. And then just like having really strong like graphic designers as well was really big. As much as like I can use Photoshop and I can use Illustrator, I can't nearly make some of the crazy stuff that a lot of our designers have made over the last 10 months. And just having that buy-in and having that like passion for it, and like realizing that it's needed right now, and like that strong presence on social is beneficial, and having the support from, again, the players, coaches, staff, whoever it might be.
Yep, and having the teamwork is also it's the key.
Exactly.
It's very important. So the team's Toronto Six is such a fun team. The team's first win celebration went viral on social media. Can you talk about what was that like for you?
Oh, so much fun. So I remember when they won, I got like a video from Spiros, and I was like, oh, it's like like I just was like, oh, it's probably just they're just hanging out and they're whatever. And then all of a sudden I like play it before I post it. I'm like, this is gold. Like, this is perfect. Like, whatever this is, I don't even know what's happening in it, but it's perfect. It was just awesome to like be part of the process of like receiving the video and then cropping the video and then posting it and then just watching it blow up. And then that became like our win song, and that became like such like an integral part of like our team and our brand. And then like Julie Allen doing what she does do in warm-ups and stuff, and just being able to show their personalities was really special. Women's hockey players, they don't often get a big enough recognition and a big enough like platform for what they do, considering that they do have full-time jobs outside of hockey, and that they do have like a bigger life outside of hockey, unfortunately, because they don't make enough playing hockey at the moment. So it was really awesome to be able to share to the world who these hockey players are, both on the ice, more importantly, of course, but also just as importantly off the ice as well, and showing that like they're amazing humans that like people should love as much as I love posting about them, which was really cool to be a part of.
Awesome. Um, how do you also, from a social media perspective, how do you make your posts more engaging for the fans?
I always think about like if I were the fan. So like growing up, like I'm a Red Wings fan. Unfortunately, they're not very good, but I'm a Red Wings fan. And I love the way that their social media content was like portrayed, because it was like almost like as a fan, you were there, like you were part of it, and you were like in the moment, and you were part of the team. And that's kind of like how I've always done what I do, like with my content and with like social copies or whatever it might be, just getting people involved and making our like audience feel like they're part of the team, and they're there and they're seeing the action, both like from the behind the scenes content and the highlights, and they're just engaged and loving every bit of the content.
Awesome. And so the Toronto Six were pretty successful in their first season in the bubble. They finished in first seed position and had so much momentum going with, you know, all these dance videos going viral, and they were really the talk of the bubble, which was what we wanted, right? Working for the team, that's what we wanted. We wanted people to be able to talk about the team and keep the conversation going of women in sport and women in hockey. And then, the bad news came where the NWHL unfortunately had to cancel the season due to just COVID reasons. So what was that like for you when you heard that the season was going to be canceled? What was your reaction? And then also the reaction of people on social media, what did you kind of see there?
I was crushed. To put it bluntly, I was pretty crushed. It's been a very long 10 months of building this team up, and for 9 months we talked about how much we wanted to play hockey and how we were just waiting to play, and then we played, and it was amazing, and it was such, not only like was fun off the ice and like the personalities were there, but the hockey that was played across the whole entire bubble season was just absolutely incredible. Probably some of the best like NWHL hockey that's ever been seen in the league's history. And I was crushed. Like I was gutted. Like it was a gut punch. It sucked a lot. And at the time, I really didn't know what to say. Like I sat on Twitter for like an hour, no, not an hour, probably like a half hour after the news. And like, I kind of like, I knew I wanted to say something on the accounts. And I knew that like just retweeting or like, and just sharing the league's posts wasn't enough. And I knew that, but I didn't know like really what to say, because I genuinely, personally and brand wise didn't have the words, because it sucked. Like at the end of the day, like it sucked. It's not what anyone wanted. It's not how we wanted our inaugural season to end. And I then kind of realized though that like the fans also don't know what to say either. Like no one really knows what to say because like, again, it sucks and it's out of our control. We can't do anything about it. So I kind of just created like a little statement on Twitter, just basically like saying like, we don't really have a lot of words, but thank you for the support, because that at the end of the day, like I knew, well, that's how I felt from being their social manager. And also I knew that the players and I knew that the staff just wanted to thank everyone for the support, because especially over the support that we've received over the last like month or so has just been like absolutely like unreal. Like I can't even like fully put it to words, like just the growth and the support. And then I just put that out there, and the support from the fans after that was amazing. Like, people were like, stay safe, get home safe, like we're here, we'll be here when you're back, kind of thing. And it was sad to be a part of that, and it's still fairly sad, and it's still really like difficult to even be on the accounts right now, but knowing that we have that support from the fans, from people in hockey across the board, means a lot and keeps us pushing towards whatever's next.
For sure, yeah. I know even with having the semifinals and the finals, the opportunity to have it broadcasted on NBC Sports and all of that was such a big moment for women in sports, and to have that kind of cut short, I know really does suck and is disappointing. But like you said, we just have to look to the future, and I think women's hockey in particular is on the rise and is becoming a lot more popular, and more people are talking about it, which is great. But I wanted to kind of get your thoughts on what the sport of hockey means to you, and in your opinion, why is it important to keep the momentum of women's hockey going in Canada and around the world?
Well, what hockey means to me is like everything almost. I've been around the sport basically since I was born. I have 3 older brothers who all played and parents who played, and I've been playing since I was 3. So like the sport itself means quite a bit to me. And it's been really awesome to play the sport all my life and now work in it, and not only work in it, but work in women's hockey. It's truly a dream come true. Like growing up, I all there was for women's hockey was like Team Canada, and was like the Olympics. And like I was watching like Cassie Campbell and Hayley Wickenheiser and Megan Augusta and all these players playing at the Olympic stage, but there wasn't really much else other than the Olympics. There was the CWHL, but it wasn't like, it didn't have as big as a presence as the Olympics did. Of course, it's the Olympics, but like there was never an NHL, and there was never that next big thing. And to know now that I am working, and not only like working in it, but the NWHL and like even like the PWHPA, all these things that do exist, and the leagues overseas that do exist, it's huge, and it means a lot to me, and it means a lot to, I know, people who are working in the sport, who have worked in the sport, and even who are fans of the sport. And of course, with like the recent news of the NWHL having to postpone, cancel, whatever the word is, to the season, it sucks. But something that I've been trying to look at is like, look at all the sponsors we got, look at the NBC coverage we were going to get, look at the Twitch numbers, look at the social numbers. Like the want for the sport is there, and people want the product, and people want to buy in, and that's big enough, and that's good enough to keep going. Like whether or not like we don't have, like we had a crappy ending to our season. Yes, like it sucks, still sucks. It will suck for a long time. But at the end of the day, we have the buy-in from fans, sponsors, executives, whoever it might be, and that's enough to keep going, and it's worth it to keep going.
For sure. And even on Twitch, I know, being like that's a new platform, that's where our games were streamed. We had like 10,000 viewers at a time, watching and tuning in. Yeah. So like it's amazing. It's great, and
really cool.
We just have to kind of keep that going, right? Like
exactly.
So no, it's really amazing. But just to kind of end it off here, do you have a favorite moment of the season or your time with the team so far that kind of stands out to you?
I have a few. So like day one was really cool. Like April 22nd was really cool because at that time of like when I was working with the NWHL, not only was I working for the T6, well, we weren't the T6 at the time, we were Toronto NWHL, but I was also working on the league platforms. So I used to work on the league socials for a few months. So I got to be the one who posted like the original like breaking, like when season 6 starts, the NWHL is coming to Canada. That was really cool. And then I got to be like the one who posted the first like tweet and the first post for the Toronto accounts. So that's probably like close to the top. But I think like the first win and like the first goal where like I remember I'm like at my desk watching the Whitecaps game and Eastie scores. I screamed. I literally yelled out loud when she scored, and I was like, "Oh gosh, I have to tweet about it." And then I like got back into like work mode. But the first goal, and then when they beat Boston and get their first win, that was pretty special too. And then Love Story was just tells itself.
Awesome. Yeah, well, that kind of brings us to the end of our episode here. Just again, thank you so much for being a part of our first episode back of season 2 for the Rookies podcast. I really enjoyed having you on to talk about the Six and social media and the success. And we're just gonna keep going, keep pushing forward, and
to the moon.
Right, exactly. Just so really important message with the Toronto Six, just so everyone knows, is their mission of empowerment, inclusion, education, all of that good stuff, to keep in mind, especially with women's hockey and empowering women in sport. So thank you so much, Alyssa, for joining us today. And just to kind of end it off here, for any student who is looking for an internship, Cosmos Sports Entertainment will be hiring very soon, in the next couple of weeks here. For more information, you can contact myself at osala@cosmosports.com, or you can visit our website at www.cosmosports.com. And I know the Toronto Six also do offer internship positions as well. Maybe Alyssa, do you have some information on that we can let our listeners know of?
Yeah, if you're interested in working with us, whether it's social media, website stuff, graphic design, you can shoot our Twitter a DM. So that's at the Toronto Six, and I'll direct you to my email and we can chat.
Awesome. Sounds good. All right. Thank you so much, Alyssa.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
And we'll see you next time.